That's why we're here to help. Sometimes we're so stuck in our head, we don't know how to get out our head in order to start growing. That's why it's very vital for you to comment down below and let me know what you're struggling with. Here's the thing. I can wait to talk about this topic. I can wait because it's been on my mind, my heart, my soul for so long. For so long. Now I have the opportunity to speak about it, to bring value, to have an understanding of what it is. So, what today's topic is going to be about is what is a man? And how can one understand that he's becoming a man? Okay, listen. This is going to be great because, man, it's been on my heart for a long time. It's been on my mind. It's been on my soul. It's been on my spirit. I just didn't have the time to start making the video and have the conversation for it. But I have the time now. I got the time now. You dig what I'm saying? I got the time now. So here's the thing about being a man. A couple of days ago, I got asked by a gentleman that was working. He asked me, him and his coworkers were speaking amongst each other. I have no clue how the conversation brought up, but he asked me a question. He asked me, "Is a man because of his genital? What is it called of his counterparts that he has, or what? I don't know what it's called. I guess I can say genitals." And I told him, this is what I said. I'm gonna fuck you up with this response. I said, just because you have a male counterpart doesn't mean you're a man. He's like, oh man, this philosophical MF, this philosophical MF. And it's honest. The young ladies that was there speaking with him, they was like, oh, I like him. Oh, I like him. Oh, I like him. And me and my brother Jason, man, we was on the phone just chopping it up. I think we was on the phone for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, I believe. So me and him was just talking. Me and him was just bringing value to each other, just really talking, just have a conversation. And so when he asked me that, I said the response is that just because you have a male counterpart doesn't mean you're a man. And the gentleman that asked me the question, he responded in a manner that I knew he didn't understand. This philosophical MF, right? I understand where you're at. Understand where you're at mentally. So I've learned that it really takes time to learn yourself. A man is someone that understands himself, right? I was raised by a single mom. My mom did a fantastic job, phenomenal job raising 3 boys by herself. But yet she still prevailed and pushed through and created and helped us create the life that we desire. Right? But now as we're growing up and have to figure things out on our own, what is a man? Don't get me wrong, there were male role models in our life, but we didn't see them every day. You know, it wasn't like an everyday encounter. It wasn't something that there wasn't someone we can actually emulate every single day. Don't get me wrong, but they're there. They upheld themselves responsibly, but you can only see them for so long, right? So you essentially you're not understanding what a man is. When I went through my divorce, I had to learn what a man was by getting hurt, right? When I was coerced to pain, and pain really taught me how to find myself, how to become aware, and how to become more intuitive with everything that I'm doing. When I was in a relationship with my wife, my ex-wife, I thought I was doing the best that I could do, but I didn't know that you have to know yourself in order to really bring value. The other person has to know themselves in order to bring value. So it's a constant growth phase that happens that needs to happen. But I never knew the details behind it. I never knew how to start working on yourself, or how to communicate, or how to identify how to have a good relationship. I never understood that because we never had that language or that conversation. How are you supposed to understand something if it was never brought up to you or you never learned it? That's what it was. A relationship is just not a relationship. A relationship is something more and deeper than I like you, you like me, let's get together. Oh, I think you cute. You think I'm cute. Let's talk. Or like, I want to have a sexual intercourse with you. Let's do it. See that there's so many details that go behind a relationship that people don't talk about. My mom was a single parent. My dad wasn't in the picture. I know my dad, but he wasn't in the picture. Right? So we can't necessarily see from a male perspective how we're supposed to treat a woman. Now, granted, my mom did a fantastic job, so everything that I'm accustomed to now is what she taught me. But I had to learn this. I had to understand this. I had to be open to grasp something that was never in front of me. One thing that my ex-wife used to always say was, well, not always say, but she was very in tune with herself, with her emotions. Granted, she is a woman. Okay, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. However, women are able to identify their emotions sooner rather than men are. Men, the whole time, as we're growing up, men get told it's not okay to cry. It's not okay to show your feelings. It's not okay to learn yourself. It's not okay. Society doesn't make it cool. So as we're growing up, how are we supposed to express something if we never had a chance to express it? And so I asked her, you know your feelings. You know how to work with your feelings. How come you don't teach me that? She made a statement that was so vital that really blew my mind. I can't teach you how to do that. I'm like, what? I'm like, why not? Ain't you my wife, ain't you? Like, why can't you teach me? Then I really thought about it. Dug, started to learn, started to read, dug down a little bit deeper. She couldn't teach me how to work with my feelings. She couldn't teach me how to accept my trauma. She couldn't teach me how to identify who I was because I've never done it before. So I was like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to face my trauma and understand everything that's happening is happening for a reason. It took me time to understand where she was coming from. At first, I thought she was being spiteful, not spiteful, not spiteful. I thought she was being, I thought she didn't want to help, but it's not that she didn't want to help; it's that she didn't know how to help. So I couldn't blame her for not knowing how to help me, not even know how to help me. So I'm like, oh, this makes sense. A lot of times, a man is perceived as something different. A man is someone that understands who he is. Not just understand him, but understand his emotions, understand his environment, understand his dreams, understand his goals and aspirations, understand that he is working towards something. It's okay to look good. It's okay to catch the eye. But what about the mind? How can you catch the mind? See, here's what we lack as human beings, as males, is that we don't know how to communicate when we want to speak with somebody from the opposite sex and actually understand them. Where are they coming from? It's not all about just a sexual intercourse. Okay, do you want to build? Do you not want to build? Do you want to grow? Do you not want to grow? Are you working towards something? You're not working towards something. My ex-wife, she was a phenomenal woman. But I had to do some growing up for myself. I had to identify who I was. Because now, instead of me putting the blame on her, what am I doing wrong? What did I do wrong? A man is taking accountability for your actions. A man is not making excuses for anything that happened. A man is also not pointing the finger at the next person. It's okay if they never admit what they done. That is absolutely okay. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm implying. What I am saying, what I am describing is that in order for you to become aware of yourself, if you're a young man, becoming a man, here's what you need to do. You need to learn and date yourself. Learn how to date yourself and be by yourself. Learn how to heal from your past relationships. Learn how to heal from your trauma. If your dad was in the picture, learn how to learn from your dad. If your dad wasn't in the picture, learn from him not being there. I had to learn from my dad not being there. And it taught me so much about myself. It taught me so much of who I'm becoming and what I want to do and why. We have a lack of understanding as human beings, the amount of education that goes into something like this that needs to be spoken about. That it's understood. It's undervalued because it's not cool. I'll tell you, being a man is cool. Being a woman, I can't say I'm not a woman. Okay, but I would assume it's pretty cool. And ladies, y'all can comment down below if y'all agree. But you have to, once you know yourself and accept all your trauma and your pain that you've been through, you start to grow and you start to develop your value for yourself. You're not just gonna fall for everything. Prime example, when I started working on myself, I started reading a lot and I started getting educated. I started changing my environment. I started changing what I was consuming. mentally, physically, emotionally. Don't get me wrong. Now I eat candy here and there, but it ain't nothing too crazy. I'm still disciplined with my working out. My workout, I'm still disciplined with my work. I'm still disciplined. But it's just the little cravings that I got, right? It's the little cravings, little cravings, little cravings. But that is okay. That is absolutely okay. A man knows himself. A man has purpose. A man understands his value. A man wants the best for the other person. A man knows himself. This is what a man is. If you're having trouble finding out yourself, not finding out, if you're having trouble finding yourself, man or woman, comment down below, what are you struggling with? Comment down below what are you struggling with. I would love to see how can we bring value to you. How can we help? That's why we're here. We're here to help. Sometimes we're so stuck in our head, we don't know how to get out our head in order to start growing. That's why it's very vital for you to comment down below and let me know what you're struggling with. That was pretty good.